Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye powers that be of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Ancestors, ancestors, ancestors of all of the lineages to whom we attune, those of you who live in our auras, those of you who are alive in our bloodlines, Namaste. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names, in all of thy forms, and in thy formless reality, Namaste. May our time together be blessed. May we hear that which needs to be heard. May we speak that which needs to be spoken. May we share the spiritual time and energies together, that each of us become an ever greater blessing unto life, that each of us recognize that we are a part of this whole. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Namaste ji, Namaskar. Welcome to my heart, as always, and welcome to our Sunday meditation. The challenge, the new moon, the full moon rather, not new moon, full moon in Sagittarius. The challenge for us is to see the truth, whatever that is, right? The challenge for each of us is to be able to see the reality, to recognize that we are a part of the reality, and to lay down for just a moment, just a petite moment, our desires to bend the reality to our wants, our needs, our desires. Oh, that's a biggie, isn't it? Because that's what we want, you and I. We want the world to conform to the way we want it. I look out at you and I know your desires are different than mine. You want something differently than I do. Maybe we want something the same at this moment, but not exactly the same. We'd like it a little different. You go to the local Indian restaurant and they say, well, is it too spicy? Is it not spicy enough? And this person says, oh, it's perfect. And this person says, oh, no, it's not perfect. We must be able to say, let me take it as it is. To recognize that the goal for me is not to transform life according to the way that I wish it to be, but to recognize that I am a part of this. And how can I be a complete part of it? How can I participate wholly, fully, completely? Once upon a yogi time. Settle back, stop, take a breath, and enjoy. Once upon a yogi time, there were 6 blind men. Men, not women. 6 blind men. Or it could be 6 blind women. And an owl. Owl comes in a minute. So they're walking along, and the 6 blind men all hung out together. They had spent a lot of time together. They got along together, and then they didn't get along together. They just lived together, sometimes in harmony, sometimes not. but they each were very opinionated. So walking along the road one day, they come upon an elefante. The oldest one, first in line, walks up, and he can smell the elefante, and he starts to feel it, and he goes to the front. And then the next two go right behind him. Then there's two behind them who have been walking together. And then the youngest is at the very back. Well, what do you think this creature is? The eldest says, I don't really know, but it certainly is hairy, says the little one from the back, as he grabs a hold of it. Oh, it's long and hairy and spikely hair. Oh, ick, ick. Oh, and it's got a tuft on its tail. What? Oh, it's a tail. Is it all a tail? What are you talking about, man? That is not what this thing is. And the next two say, oh no, it's definitely hairy. I would agree with you on that, but it's got big sides. It's big, it's tall, it's wide, it's flat. I don't think so. Say the two closest to the front. No. Look, the two of us agree. It's big, it's wide, it's flat. We know. No. Why, it's flapping. It's like got wings. It moves. They're these big things. The wind is coming. It moves. It must fly, this thing. Can't you feel the breeze that's created from it? And the other three say, no. And then the eldest at the front says, I'm the oldest. I clearly know what's going on here. I'm sorry that you guys just don't get it. But this it's like a hose. It's a gigantic hose that this thing is. And they start arguing. The two along the sides are sure that they're right. The little one in the back is kind of afraid, but he's sure that he's right. The two with the wind flapping are sure that they're right because they're going to get knocked over with this wind. And the eldest is sure he's right because he is the eldest. Whatever he says is how it should go. They argue, the two on each side that are the same, they argue, no, I'm right. The two by the wind flappers, I'm right. And they get very noisy. And all of a sudden, from above, Namaste. Looks like you guys are having a problem here. Oh, it's the owl. Yes, would you care to opine on which of us is right? Says the elder. I know you're going to be on my side. No, take my side. No, take my side. And the owl looks down and says, oh, well, you're all right. No, that's impossible. Yeah, you're all right. This is an elefante. Little one, you have the tail. Joe and Mo, you have the sides. Ike and Mike, you have the ears. And Grandpapa, you have the nose. The trunk, if you will. You're all correct. And that is how I see the truth from above. The owl says. The problem is that you were so stuck in your own opinions, so stuck in your arguing, so stuck in your external experience that none of you could see. And instead of thinking that maybe there was more than your experience, you chose to argue. You chose to sit down and become enmeshed in your own opinions. How did that work for you? The owl asked. How did it work for you? They were all slightly embarrassed. More than slightly embarrassed. But really, nobody wanted to give up their opinion. Nobody wanted to say, oh, well, the owl can see from high above, so the owl probably knows what's going on. And I'm just seeing from my viewpoint. Maybe I don't know what's going on. That, my beloved, is you and me. That's usins. That's usins with our childhood training. That's also usins with our cultural bias. That's usins with the theological bias that you were born with or raised with. It's your family biases. And today it is the inundation of created reality that we live with. Reality that moves us away from the earth. Reality that moves us away from the trees, away from the birds, away from the water, away from the beautiful turtles or the frogs that are jumping in and out of the water, away from the springtime when the frogs start croaking in the ponds. It's amazing to hear that. Away from the red-winged blackbirds that are protecting their nests, or the crows that come down and offer you their food, or the little chipmunks that run around, or the little rabbits that come in your backyard, or the raccoons that appear every once in a while when you don't expect them. Moves us away from all of these experiences. These primary experiences moves us away from relating to each other and moves us into divided reality. Reality that pits one person against another, that pits one opinion against another, that creates, I was going to say false reality, but that's not spiritually correct. This is an important linkage, so stop and pay extra attention here. Thoughts are things, all right? Thoughts have gravity. Thoughts have force. Thoughts are things. They are a thing just like this, all right? Just like you can say, oh, this is a thing. A thought is a thing. Thought has gravity. I'm repeating it. Thought has stickiness, gluiness, or it has a positive, healthy vibration to it. So, artificial intelligence, it has power. Not artificial intelligence, but words, images, used, created with technology. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it has power. It has energy. There's a deep, old, ancient concept, and it's talked about oftentimes in Jyotish astrology, Indian astrology, in which we say the power of a piece of karma or the power of a thing is not related at all to whether it is a positive or not positive experience. It is simply saying, does this have power? Does it have the capacity to influence? And so we have to say, oh yes, all of these thoughts that you are eating, that you are ingesting, whether they come to you visually, whether they come to you through audio, whether they come to you through a visceral experience, they have force. They influence your capacity to see truth. They influence your capacity to see the reality. A long, long time ago now, one of my beloved nieces wanted a book. And, when they were little, whenever they'd ask for something, I guess even now, they'd say, well, would you get me this? I'd really like this. And, sure. I like to know what you'd like for your birthday or for Christmas. And there was a series that she really wanted. And I thought, well, that sounds great. And I went out and bought a couple of the books. And then I brought them home. And I opened them. And I went, now it was a series, which I understand now from my little friend next door, has gone, and there's over 60 books now in this series. But the series is about cats, and it's about the world that they live in, and it is about betrayal by the adults. The adults abandon the children. They leave the children in very, very difficult, children are all cats, they leave them in very difficult situations. One betrayal after another betrayal after another betrayal. One difficult situation after another, after another, after another. One very hard experience after another, after another. And so I went to the niece's mother and I said, I don't know if we should give these to her. I said, this doesn't look so good. And in a way that I will really remember for a long time, Mother said, don't worry about it. She knows the difference between reality and what she reads in a book. Really. When you read in a book and you go to sleep and you're dreaming about that, when you watch something on the television or your device, your phone, whatever, and you go to sleep and you're dreaming about it, your mind is not distinguishing between this and the thought that you have picked up, the heaviness of the thought that you have picked up. So spiritually, the question is, how do you, how do I, how do we see the reality? The truth. What is the truth? How do you see it? How do you discern it? How do you use how can you be sure that your action is the wisest action today for you to take, and that you are not being swept away by the emotions of your mind? This is the question that we need to ask of ourselves now, repeatedly, again and again and again, and in the future, as we walk in a new world, as we move through a new world, as we move through a new time, when more and more and more we are going to be tested, more and more our minds, our beings will be bombarded, assaulted, exposed to a variety of representations of the reality, I think is a nice way of putting it. Well, the answer really goes back to the yogic philosophy. The emotions of the mind they rise, they fall. They move like the wind. They have force. They have force to move you. If you allow yourself to be seized by them. And this is a very specific word that is used in the mystical traditions to talk about the effect of the gravity, to talk about the effect of the planetary energies, to talk about the effect of the thoughts upon us, is to say that they seize us, capture us, hold our attention, and move it in the direction that they wish to go. Not that you wish to go. Not that is necessarily at all in your highest good, but that is of the nature of that thought form. A very important concept. A thought form of greed has no moral compass. The thought form is greed. It's greed. It's just there. It's totally 100% greed. And so you're seized by that thought form of greed and, I want. The thought form of anger, no moral compass. Oh, I shouldn't be angry. No. That comes when another thought form is attached to it. That comes with all of the friends of that thought form. And so we have to remember that concept, which again is so basic to Kriya philosophy, but is so vital, and that is that no thought form comes alone. No piece of karma comes alone. They all have friends. They all have friends. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to move from all these extraneous thoughts down to one pointedness. One pointedness. And how do we find it? Through meditation, through concentration, ultimately through samadhi. But we have to start with meditation, concentration, and then samadhi. Now, we're going to meditate together this morning, I promise. This is talking will go for a short while. What disrupts your capacity to concentrate? Some of you are going to say, oh, here she comes again. What disrupts my capacity to concentrate? I know. All right. Do you do anything about it? Moving from one thing to this, to this, to this, to this, to this. Scrolling. Very mentally engaging, one might say, but very, very insidious in its capacity to drain your capacity to concentrate. Flipping from one channel to another, one topic to another. Insidiously drains your capacity to concentrate. Watching, I think they're called reels. These short little audio or video, they're video, they're not audio, I think. 2 minutes, all right? That holds your attention for 2 minutes, but they know, I can't make it any longer than that. And some of them actually, as they tell me, I haven't really seen one, but some of them actually would say, this is this long, so you don't get worried before you start. You're only going to be here for 2 minutes. It's a minute and a half. Now, what does that say? That's all you have left in your ability to concentrate? Or the more that you move from one thing to another, the more emotional your mind becomes. The easier it is for your mind to be manipulated. The easier it is for your discernment, not mine, your discernment about what is right for you, how you want to live, what is going to be most beneficial for you, productive of your happiness, productive of your joy in life, it's being taken away from you. You're being seized. Don't let that happen. And if it has happened, take it back. Okay, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put this down for half an hour. They made this too much. Okay, I'll put it down for 10 minutes. You know that the telephones, these portable phones we have, these devices, and even the tablets, they have a button on them, and the button pushes off. So you can actually turn your phone off any time of the day. Or if you get too scared about doing that, there's another little feature on it where you can mute and nobody will bother you. It's amazing. And there's even software that you can use that will prevent you from going out to some of those social media sites that you love. You don't have to do it all day. I know that's a scary thought, although I do turn my phone off quite a bit, and certainly at night it's off. But you need to be able to do this, to rest your mind, to be able to concentrate, to see the truth, to see the reality of the world in which you are living in. And my beloved, our worlds are not the same. You and I, we don't live in the same world. Our horizon of awareness is very, very different. You know, I look out at you and I know that there's some of you here who are proficient in multiple languages, who translate works, complicated works, from one language to another. I am not with those skills, or my skills in that area are very, very, very small compared to yours. We're not living in the same universes. You live in different parts of the world than I do. I live in different parts of the world than you do. We're different ages in this time, in our bodies. That makes a difference in terms of how we see the world. Don't try to be like Pranananda. Don't try to be like Sylvia, if you will. Don't try to be like Pranananda. You need to understand for yourself what your life is about, what your incarnation is about, what you want, what is proper for you, what is the wisest way for you to live at this time. And how that's going to, as best as we can, how that is going to unfold what you do today, how it's going to unfold for you in the future. In our tradition of Kriya Yoga, going back a number of generations, if you will, one of the key practices that we are asked to do is to look at our lives and say, well, what do I think the result is going to be if I do this every day for the next month, every day for the next 12 months, every day for the next 12 years, every day for the next 24 years? What's going to happen if I do this every day for the rest of my life? This incarnation. Now here's the tough part. What will happen if I do this every day for the next 7 incarnations? Where's that going to lead me? You know, there's a woman, very famous in many circles. And when she was born, before she was born, her father would chant the Gayatri mantra every morning, midday, every night. She was in her mother's womb. Mama and Papa were chanting the Gayatri mantra. They say when she was born, her father was chanting the Gayatri mantra. They chanted to rock her to sleep. Now she goes around the world and has for several decades, chanting that mantra in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people around the world. Isn't that interesting? Now, it's no accident that she was born and Papa was chanting the Gayatri mantra. That didn't begin in this lifetime. She brought that sadhana with her from another lifetime. And she chants it every day, not just once, 108 times. I don't know all days, but many days, most days. Johann Sebastian Bach. You go to the museum, the house of Johann Sebastian Bach, and you go into the front of the museum. You know, perhaps you know of him, a great musician, great musician. But what you don't know is when you walk in the front of the house, the front of the museum, there's a massive family tree that includes all of the musicians, the organists, the pianists, the composers in his family. He is a speck on the wall that we all remember because of the time we're in. But he's one of this whole family. He carried that with him. And I can assure you that in his lifetime, this next lifetime, his lifetimes, he will continue to be composing music and singing and be part of a family that does that. I'm saying to you, to see what is vital to you, ask yourself that question that we all have to come back to again and again and again. If I do this now, what is it going to mean? A year from now, 12 years from now, 24 years from now, when I take my last breath in this body. Turn inward. These answers can only be found by turning inward. They cannot be found externally. In all of your studying, in all of your getting, in all of the data that you have, you must turn inward to find wisdom. Wisdom comes through the silence. It comes through the capacity to concentrate, for just a moment to let go of your opinions. Let go of your attachment to your opinions. Maybe you want to hang on to the opinions. Let go of your attachment to the opinions. Don't panic. You can pick that attachment up in a few minutes. Just let go of it for this time and this place. And so on the full moon in Sagittarius, we go back to the need. All of these words were just to say one thing to you. It is the teacher within, the wisdom within, that we must attune to. It is recognizing the patterns of behavior, of thinking, of speaking, that causes distortion of that wisdom, that allows external thoughts to seize your capacity. Perhaps you don't want that to happen. I don't. Allow yourself to experience the courage it takes to be silent. The courage it takes to see, to recognize, oh, this is the karma of the moment. I don't have to like it. I may find it very sad and sick, but I need to balance myself. And in balancing myself, I will help the whole. And I am telling you now, We are, in a very difficult time karmically around the world. No one would question that. Whether I like it or not is really not relevant to how I participate in it, and how I participate, how you participate, how we make the whole better. And so let us turn inward. Let us start with some concentration, some meditation. And then as we offer our group prayer today, as we always do, and really the most important thing that we do on these Sundays is we bring our spiritual energies together. It's very, very important. Your concentrated spiritual energy is very important. We bring it together and we share it. But today, let us do that when we pray. Let us change the prism so that we are not praying for this or that, but rather that we have the wisdom to see clearly, that all beings have the wisdom to see clearly, to find the way to live in harmony with the Tao, if you will, with the karma, with life, to live in harmony within Indra's net, to know that you and your actions, if you can find a dewdrop of bliss, that dewdrop radiates through all of Indra's net. If you can find a dewdrop of goodness, that radiates through all. If you can find a dewdrop of compassion, that radiates to all. If you can choose to let go, my beloved, let go of your clinging, let go of your anger, let go of the emotionality, and just find santosha in this moment, contentment in this moment. You change everything. You change life. You change the world. You are Aham Brahmasmi. You are the creative principle. See and know what you are creating and make it be good, for the good. Not just for what you would like or desire. Let us meditate. Namaste Ji. You see upon the altar Durga, the form of the divine feminine who removes fear, the form of the divine feminine who brings courage. You see Avalokita Kishvara Bodhisattva, or if you will, Kuan Yin, whatever you wish to call her, the divine one whose 1,000 arms reach forward with compassion to all beings. And the great conch shell that calls forth the blessings and the wisdom of all the divine ones to be with us. Closing your eyes, sit with your hands in the Om Mudra, the index finger and the thumb together, your hands placed cupped upward upon your thighs. Closing the eyes as you are comfortable, sitting with the spine erect if you are able. Focus your attention at the sun center. This means to take your eyes when they're closed and point them up towards the point between your eyes. This is an important step. Every time you close your eyes, focus them up at the sun center. This moves the energy within your being up and out of the base chakras. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the head back to the center, letting go of the old and beginning anew with the next inhalation. Use the sipping breath sipping as if through a straw. Move the energy from the limbs to the trunk. Move the energy from the trunk of the body to the spinal column. From the base of the spine, move the energy up to the sun center. Now move that energy out in front of you as a golden ball of light. Expand that light and sweep around counterclockwise, encasing your entire being in golden light. Do this 3 times. Now expand that golden light. And ascend upward. Above the room you're in. Above the building. Above the continent. Attaining the high place. Find yourself in a comfortable meditative posture. Begin to watch your breath. In your mind's eye, feel yourself in the grove of the ancient ones. Surrounded by silence. joined by the meditators. Continuing to focus at your sun center, the luminous mirror of your mind appears, brilliant as the sun. Focus on the light. Breathe the light. From the light projects forth the most beautiful form of life at this moment. This form of beauty comes to you. Radiant as the sun. The light of the beauty pouring forth. Mentally bow. Feel the beauty sending forth its blessings to you. Feel the beauty coming to you at your sun center, pouring down from all sides. This form of beauty is elevating. Slightly above your head, pouring its being down to you. As you gaze with your third eye, the beauty comes closer to you. Radiating light. Invite this form of beauty to enter you, to enter your sun center. Feel the beauty coming and touching your sun center. Inhaling, beauty is above your spinal column. Feel the beauty, the light dissolving down your spine in golden dewdrops of Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Beauty fills your chakric system, pouring down the spine. Moving to the trunk and the limbs of the body. The light of the beauty filling every cell of your being. Breathe in the beauty. As the beauty fills every cell of your being, as the light pours down upon you, through you, within you, all of the old dissolves away. Te Be Tsu De Baya. Te Be Tsu De Baya. Te Be Tsu De Baya. Filling every cell of your being with light, with beauty, with all of the Venusian qualities. Hold on to this sweetness. return here again and again. From this point of silence, allow your being to be refreshed, to be healed, to be vivified, that you may contemplate with clarity that you may see truth without filter. For with filter there is no truth. At this moment, call upon your Ishta Devata to join us, your chosen form of the Divine One. As we gather together, be aware that the Sangha is now gathered. We gather in the high place with the meditators. O ye powers that be, join with us, as thou art always with us. May we feel thy presence. As we send forth our meditative energies, we ask this. May all beings have clear seeing. May all beings find oneness with life. May the karma of all beings be softened. That we might find courage and wisdom and equanimity. Let us chant together the Om Shanti mantra, feeling radiating forth from your sun center the light, the healing light of the Om Shanti. Feel the golden light pouring down upon Mother Earth and all of the beings living upon her, within her, around her. At the highest good for all beings, manifest at this moment. And each Om Shanti is one count, so it is Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And let us chant this 7 times, feeling the Shanti pouring down in the golden light. You and your Ishta, each of us with our Ishta, sending forth these blessings. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti. Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 May all beings in all lokas be blessed. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. 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 Shanti. Shanti. Shanti bhavantu. Shanti. Shanti. Shanti bhavantu. Om Shanti. 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 Dhyanamulam Guru Murti. Pujamulam Guru Padam. Mantramulam Guru Vakyam. Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprabhanjaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Holding on to the sweetness, holding on to the blessings. Return to the earth as you are ready. Namaste Ji. Namaskar. As always, thank you for the blessings of your presence, for your meditative energies. They do make a difference. Know that. Know that as you balance yourself, it makes a difference. Life is softened. Your life is softened. Namaste Ji. Namaskar.